right now we have, and I don't know the exact name of the food truck, I apologize. It's a Syrian food truck that has gyros, as well as other things. And Sugar Mama, who has been here before, she sets up this end. She always has something different, so I don't know what to say she has. Boy Scouts have French fries, there will be cotton candy, there will be muffins, there's a large selection of food. So we should be good.
Excellent.
That's it, thank you.
Alrighty, moving on, finance and economic development, Bill.
Motion to pay the bills as presented.
Second.
Motion to pay the bills is presented, seconded by Lisa. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Motion to transfer $37,000 from the liquid fuel fund to the certificate of deposit for future major equipment purchase.
Second.
Motion made to transfer $37,000 from the liquid fuels fund to a certificate of deposit for future major equipment purchases. Seconded. Any questions?
Yes, what are we looking to purchase?
So this was, if you want to, I think it's about when they said you can use it for a future truck or.
Correct.
Yeah.
So your liquid fuels money, you're allowed to use 20% for a major purchase. One of our dump trucks is a 2015. So because we had a bit of a fund balance of liquid fuels and we haven't spent our full allotment every year, so we had $16,000 for this year for the allotment, and then we had a little over $20,000 that's been carried over. So that allows us to put the $37,000. If you want to put less in, that's fine. You just can't put any more. And it's just for, another couple of years, we're going to need another dump truck.
Okay.
And they said you can use
They're
it.
90 to 100.
See, I was under the impression that the liquid fuel tax was meant for improvement of roads.
It is,
It is,
but it's also for equipment that you use to improve the roads. So the dump truck that we use for salt and everything else, all the other work.
We didn't know this up until like a few months ago when you asked them about like what percentage you could get for.
Well, no, I knew the 20%, I just didn't know if we could actually put the money in the CD
Yeah.
to set aside for future purchases.
Any other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, motion to adopt the resolution 10/2024 declining, dedicating $140,000 of the ARPPA fund for the Joseph Markozic Sports Complex Improvement Project.
Second.
Motion made to adopt the resolution 10/2024 dedicating $140,000 for the ARPA funds to be used for the Markozic Sports Complex Improvement Project. Do I have any questions on that motion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Anything else, Bill?
Nothing.
All right, on to health and welfare. Deb?
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. Turner has submitted his reports to council. Second, I want to announce that the cleanup day will be on April 20th. The dumpsters will be located down by the fire hall at 100 Center Avenue. No electronics or construction material is permitted. Okay, now I'd like to make a motion to approve payment request number 2 from Kataskovsky Construction for the Jewel Way demolitions per engineer's recommendation.
All right. Motion on the floor and seconded to approve payment request number 2. George.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yep. Payment request number 2 from Katofsky Construction for Jewel Way demolitions per the engineer's recommendation. Any questions?
Are we still holding a retainer for either one of these properties?
Yeah, that's not the final.
Okay.
Any other questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, motion to approve payment request number 3 for the 121 Wall Avenue demolition per the engineer's recommendation.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to approve the payment request number 3 for 121 Wall Avenue demolition per the engineer's request. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, and then we need to discuss what type of surfacing are we gonna put at 121 Wall? Basics, we're throwing out a stone or grass.
You know, if we put grass, we have to, excuse me.
Go ahead, Deb, go ahead.
You know, I feel if we would put gravel, we're gonna use it for a parking lot.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
But if we do grass, we have to maintain it, but I still think that's, personally, I think it's a lesser of two evils.
I agree.
What's the problem with using it as a parking lot? Does anybody have a problem with that?
Well, there's one back behind on Benedict's on the left when you drive by, it's just ugly, they use it. And then over further at Second and Wall, there's that big lot that sometimes an 18-wheeler cab's stuck in there because the guy allows them to do it. I think it would be nice. I just think it would be pretty, because if we do end up putting anything there, yes, Scott?
Gravel ain't got a problem with it, because people are gonna have to go in and out of there. They go in and out, which means they go on Wall Avenue. Which means some of them may cross over to the other oncoming lane. I'm talking about gravel, not grass.
Okay.
No, you don't want gravel, that's.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, because you put gravel, you gotta cross over. If they
Yeah, and
cross
then the
over,
stones get stuck and then
then
it
they
goes
cause an
out.
accident, that's what
and-
happens. And if the borough owns that lot, they should post it, your own risk too, that's all I'm saying.
Does the borough own the property? That's my question, because we
Yeah.
don't. So
Yeah.
how are we deciding what's going on?
Well, it's part of the contract when they grade it, to grade either,
To leave it as something.
Okay.
like if you want to have it mower ready, somebody suggested using gravel to use it as a parking lot, so.
So, real quick, I talked to Mike a little bit about this, and I talked to Matt about it, and right now we have the conservatorship ready to go on the property itself, before we even tore the building down. So at this time, I think it might be a little bit wise to go and look at taking over the property, depending on what taxes or whatever is owed on it, what have you. But if we can do that, then Allegheny Together has also made a recommendation that we don't have enough parking for the business district. And that was our thinking before about putting more parking spots in for the businesses that are on Broadway. Now, we are getting a couple more businesses on Broadway, and it would be nice for there to be more parking than just Broadway. So, and my idea is to fill it up with stone. It would be less work for the public works, and there's a drainage issue with the two drains that sit between that, on either side of that property. So at that point, now they can tear up that sidewalk, put some stone down after they fix those two drains.
Well, do we have time to discuss this with the
Yeah,
conservator
we
and see
do.
what maybe there's any kind of plans coming into it, or, you know?
I think we have time, because we gotta remove the tenants.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we're not in a rush right now to decide this,
It's good
so.
to discuss it, but I can hold the contractor off and say, hey, can we get back to it?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'd like to talk to conservator, like he said, there may be something that,
We are the conservators.
well, I mean, like, in general, like, do we have anything further as far as development's gonna go? If there's gonna be development there, then do you want grass or do you want stone?
I mean, the only risk you run,
Picnic area.
it's a small risk, is
If we
once
put in
once the
those
contractor's
things
done
with
with all his work,
Grass.
might be sure to get him to come back out.
Right.
He'll come back out to get his final payment, but, you know, if I tell him, oh, hey, next month we decided to do grass, I can't control when he comes back.
Yeah, I don't think, yeah.
Well, didn't we go into the guardianship because they couldn't take care of the property?
Correct.
And they didn't have the funding or whatever? And to go back and ask them, if they don't have it then, they probably don't have it now to do anything with it. I think, like Lon said, if we tore it down and we did that stuff, we had some obligation to do something with it.
Is that still owned by Gus and Sally, which,
No, nobody claimed it. Nobody claimed it, if
Frank
any.
and Rosina Backus. They're the owners of record.
So here's my question though, so we decide to put something on that property, and like I just said, and this is just throwing out a picnic area. Okay, so we put some kind of canopy type thing over there so that it's shaded. Can they come back and say, well, but that's our property, that's where I'm at?
You'd have to take the property through the conservatorship that Nick talked about, that we would be the owners.
Okay,
And it-
so
And you wouldn't be
right now,
allowed
we
to-
just are doing it just for aesthetic purposes.
Well, right now, like Don said, you have to have them restore the property. Just what kind of surface do we want to put on it? If it's gonna save us money in the long run if you want gravel down.
Yeah, to do it now.
To do it now.
And so it doesn't end up looking like the lot where the daycare was done.
Right.
Say what you want, that's a valuable piece of property.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
There's a lot of traffic that goes down Wall
Oh,
Avenue.
absolutely, that's why I said.
To turn it into a parking lot, our best bet is to try and sell it and get a business to come in there. I mean, there's a lot of traffic that goes on.
Oh, yeah, we gotta do something.
Yeah, and to turn it into a parking lot, I mean, once we own it legally, that property.
Well, the problem was, Bill, and it, because we went down this avenue before, so if that ground is polluted with all the crap that's in there, so you can't really build on it unless you take, what, the first 6 feet of ground out and replace it.
Parking garage,
Well,
put it up, couple stories then.
somebody owns the parking garage, they can make
I mean,
money on that.
To be honest with you, does it,
Go ahead.
Question? You're talking about that end, but what about Helpies? What happens with all that property at Helpies?
I agree there too. I mean, we got a lot of property in town that needs developed. Okay, not turned into grass areas or, you know, Nick always tells me it's a flood area. Build it on a slab, you know. There's ways around that flood.
you got a motion for what we're gonna put there then, Bill?
Do I have a motion?
Yeah, do you wanna put a motion out there for what you wanna put there?
Well, I mean, whatever, if we turn it into a grass area as a temporary appeasement, but like I said, the property on, that she's talking about on Center and the property back is this whole property.
That day.
We need to, take ownership.
You're correct, but right now,
We need to sell.
no, you're correct, but right now, we're on 121 Wall Avenue.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, but they're talking about turning a parking lot, a park. and this.
yeah, we just gotta decide the grade. We don't have to decide what's going on right now. We just need to know if it's gonna be stone or grass, that's all.
I'm for the grass.
I'd like to make a motion that we grass it.
All right, I hear a motion to make the grade at 121 Wall Avenue grass. Any
Second.
seconds? Second, any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries.
Okay, and I did want to add something on the side, Mr. President, that I want to announce, I was in touch with Brendan from Protect PT, and in fact, we just had another odor investigation at Wood and Wall tonight. I reached out to him to confirm that April 20th at 6:30 down at the fire hall, Protect PT is coming to have the community meeting at that time.
Thank you, Deb.
And that's all I have, Mr. President. Thank you.
Is that
All right.
the 25th?
He gave me the 25th.
Okay.
The 25th.
That's what's on the sign here.
Pretty sure it's the 25th.
I might have misspoken, wrote wrong.
April
The 25th, I'm sorry, it is the 25th. I just
25th.
Wrote wrong, it's a Thursday.
Moving on to electric, and that's myself. We have sent out letters that Wednesday, April 10th, from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Duquesne Light has a planned power outage for critical infrastructure maintenance to the equipment that provides electricity to Pitcairn, so we will be out of power. For that period of time, everybody was mailed a letter from the borough that stated that, so that they can make arrangements or any kind of food saving techniques or stuff like that. So just to let everybody know that's here, that is going to happen. If weather delays it, I believe the next day after, which is the 11th, is their secondary date. So they want to get it done so that we don't have any more issues from that lightning strike. So they want to get it done at 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. you know, most people are working, stuff like that, so hopefully it doesn't cause too much issues, so.
Here's my question,
Whether
Mr.
we're-
President. I've been in touch with Scott and Nick about the emergency coordination. And Scott, do you want to give us an update of what Propel has proposed, because they won't have electric?
They're closed.
They are closing for sure.
Yes, yes, I spoke to them today.
Okay.
They're closed.
I thought they were waiting for the last
They were
weather
waiting, they were
report.
putting it out tonight. I
Okay.
was just waiting for the news, for weather.
Right, unfortunately, this is not on our end to pick when it's going to be done, so we're just kind of going by what Duquesne Light has for us, so,
They called this morning and confirmed that they're coming Wednesday.
okay.
Nick, everything's set up for any type of an emergency?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, that is all under electric, public safety, Jim Rollo.
I'd like to make a motion to adopt Resolution 9, 2024, approving the 2024 Emergency Operation Plan Manual.
Second.
All right, motion for 9/2024, adopting the 2024 Emergency Operation Plan Manual, seconded. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Also like to make a motion to hire Kyra Haley as a part-time police officer based on the chief's recommendation.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to hire Kyra Haley as a part-time police officer based off chief's recommendation. Any questions?
Is she currently a police officer, Scott?
Yes, with us.
Oh,
Yeah, she was, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Mr. Cornrow, yes, sir.
I thought we had Tara. Is she recently hired?
Yeah.
Yes, 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 sir.
Did you mention she was a past employee, a past
She was here
officer?
last year, but I'm not gonna elaborate personnel matter, not in front of everybody. She was here last year, she left about 2.5, 3 months after I spoke to her. And I told her wait a year and reapply, and she did.
All righty. All
Thank you.
those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
I'd also like to make a motion to make a $25,000 payment from the Public Safety Fund for the fire truck as per our 2024 budget.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to make a $25,000 payment from the Public Safety Fund for the fire truck per 2024 budget. Can I have a roll call vote?
Question on that first?
Any questions on it?
This is what we budgeted for, that's what it says, so,
Uh-huh.
okay.
Yeah.
I was just responding to Lisa, it was what we budgeted for.
Roll call. Lisa Petrowski,
Yes.
Deborah Marto,
Yes.
Tom Dick Jr.,
Abstain.
George Todd,
Yes.
Bill Cornwell,
Yes.
Jim Rollo,
Yes.
Dominic Rivera.
Yes.
All right, motion approved. Thank you.
And just one other question. I've been asked by the people in the office if there's a possibility maybe a panic button be placed in for circumstances that may be out of their control, that they can call to notify the police to come over.
Yeah, I can ask Jim about it.
Yeah.
We've had a couple, this last week, we had a threat in the office. I think Scott came over though.
Yeah, I was there, the guy we arrested just the day prior was in Roeville for going to Sunoco with the gun threatening to shoot the people in there. Yeah, I was there for that whole incident, and the ladies with, Lynette was nothing.
Well, Annette was there by herself, so she
Yeah,
couldn't
I sat
grab
there
the
because
phone.
she was just, I mean, scared. She was-
It's kind of easier than
Is
you
this-
trying to call on the phone to get them in, they just hit the button.
Oh, yeah, they have them, yeah.
Is this gentleman a Pitcairn resident, Scott?
Yes,
He is.
yes,
Is he a troublemaker?
I don't want to elaborate that.
Just left Churchville when he came
I'll
out.
talk to you
Yeah,
later,
he's-
but,
Okay.
We took him
Yeah.
over to look at the lots and see if he was interested, he wasn't interested.
but, yeah, anyways, it would go right to dispatch.
Yeah, it's-
I mean, they're gonna have time to hurry up and call the phone and say, wait a second before you assault me or try to shoot me.
Right, it's a pretty common occurrence.
Yeah.
Nothing else, sir.
All right, solicitors report.
I don't have anything for the public meeting tonight.
All right, engineers report.
Thank you. I submitted my report, just a couple highlights. Taylor Avenue, the notice to proceed has been issued, so Curry and Keppel ordered the box culvert, and it's on back order right now. They don't expect the culvert to come in until at least June, if not July, so, it's progressing. For the demolition, the 3 different demolitions, all the properties are down, a lot of restoration needs done. Now the springs come in and they can plant grass, obviously we just talked about 121 wall, and then speaking of 121 wall, the underground structures are going to be bid out. We're getting specifications ready, that should go out soon. And, you know, I know there's a lot of grants out there, we've received a lot of grants, there's a lot of grants that we've applied for, and just, you know, one of the new things on the engineer's report is the last thing, the DCNR grant is an application we just put in, and that's going to help enhance the Marcosic Sports Complex, so I think we have a good chance of getting that one as well.
Yeah. That's all?
That's all. Any questions?
No questions. Easy enough. Borough Manager's report.
All right, your capital improvement account has $384,891. The electric system capital improvement account has $101,336. Liquid fuels has $133,562. Local dirty camp run has $70,292. Sewer capital has $892,773. Public safety has $114,496. Our ARPA funds has $227,645. Bond repayment fund, $328,543. I was asked about the Park and Rec bank account. There's a Park and Rec special events account that has $5,894 in it. The regular Park and Rec fund, it has $15,669, and we use that for paying for the supplies and the utilities at the park building and sugar field.
Mike, what was that second number, please?
$15,669.
Where does the night market money go?
It goes
in
into
and
the regular account.
That's all I need to know.
But I can give you, like, if you want how much you bring in and what the night market costs, I can give you the profit and loss.
Yeah, that would be great.
I can do that with any of the Harvest Fest.
Well, Lynette has been sending me like, how much like everybody's been donating as far as like Easter, this past Easter. So, and I know what I spent, so,
Okay.
so you don't have to worry about that, but, okay, thank you.
Real estate tax collected was $4,605. And the Auditor General's office completed their compliance audits of the police pension and the non-uniform pension plans. And that's it.
And the audit was favorable.
We did have a finding in the non-uniform pension plan from somebody that was on workers' comp. They gave us state aid for him, and because he didn't come back, we're gonna have to pay back 1 year of the state aid for that particular individual. So it's about, I think it was around $4,000, but they have to calculate the interest from 2020 to present day.
All right.